Everybody is not going to understand who you are. Everybody's not going to understand why you make the choices that you make. Everybody is not going to understand your transformation. I could just jump right into, you should care less what people think. But we do. It's our natural instinct to care what people think. It feels conflicted at times when you're operating in the state of, here I am. I'm giving you the best of me. I'm giving you my authenticity. I'm giving you my authentic self, mind, body, and soul. Like a marriage, a commitment, a vow. Sometimes it's the disappointment that gives us the awareness. Not all the time, but sometimes. Sometimes it's the pain that triggers and activates us as individuals to step in the wheel of wanting to change. But that's not always the case. And then here comes fear, just happy and just ready to play fun and games like the devil. Trying to make things seem like all you have to do is this and you'll get this. For some, it's true. And for others, it is not true. Giving up is so easy. And I promise you, when you get in the habit of giving up, it's hard. It's very, very hard to maintain stamina. It's hard to use that stamina to stand tall, to put your best foot forward, to even just be in the will of not just I want more, but will I be satisfied? When it comes to transformation, it's your will or it's forced. Either you're truly doing it for yourself, or you're doing it because someone wants you to. Or you've convinced yourself that it's all in the name of love. Love. This message is not only about transformation and truly understanding why it's a necessity why it's required. Because self-work is a job. And there are requirements that are out of our will. And then there are requirements that we set for ourselves that help us through the process of transformation. There's so many difficulties and there's so many areas that we can touch on within the Three of Swords. Heartbreak, disappointment, dishonesty, infidelity, ill will, ill intention, old wounds reopening, feeling like your heart is the target. It's like I'm being guided to say it's okay to allow people into your life, to let them know why you're choosing to transform to a better version of who you are now. And that Three of Swords can literally be a barrier of trust issues, a barrier of just non-committal, a barrier of trauma. If you're experiencing ups and downs, and around you go, you will always, what I'm about to say, you're going to have times where what I'm about to tell you, you're not going to want to hear it. You're not going to want to be motivated. But I'm here to tell you, don't give up. I'm that person, because I played sports growing up, but that was my safe haven. Let me share that with you. That was my safe haven to keep me out of the house, because I was in an abusive home. So me keeping myself out of the house, I didn't have to walk on eggshells as a kid. I don't even want to say a kid. I never got the opportunity to experience being a kid. You know, we're not going to just get in and dive into me, but I just want to let you know that sometimes we participate in things because they're safe spaces for us. And when you run out of the energy, when you get to that point where you're tired of repeating, help me, or you're tired of saying, no, I'm not the victim, but I've been through some things that I just don't know how to heal from. Which leads into, you know, being triggered and not wanting anyone to motivate you. Because you will feel like no one understands, because at that moment the people who are placed in your around your situation or in your life, or at that time people passing you by, you may not understand why they're not of so much assistance. But to have someone to have an open ear it's taken for granted majority of the time. So whenever you get to that point, for majority of you, that's why you're here, because you don't want to be that person where the moment you just don't want to be motivated, or you don't want to be inspired, or you just, you just want to walk away from empty cups. And you got to keep in mind and ask yourself, why are these 8 of Cups empty? Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not the only one who's empty. Someone has to take the lead and lead by example. Why are you getting over in my lane? You have to lead by example. And that's not an easy role in our job to do. It really isn't. And if you feel like you don't have a support system, create one. You're going to, it's like dating. Kinda like dating, but not necessarily. But you are going to oh Lord, and you're gonna speed up. You fucking, oh, excuse my language. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm multitasking. Treat it as you're looking for compatibility, but then you also want to have those who are not compatible. Because sometimes if you have just compatibility around you, they're going to always agree with you. Sometimes you're going to want to have to look at both sides of the coin. Okay? I want to tell you again, do not give up. Do not give up. Let me say it again. Do not give up. When I look back on my life, at the memories of what I can recall at this moment, of the times where I wanted to give up. I mean, there was no way at that time. My mind frame said, you're not going to make it. This is how life's supposed to be. There's nothing else good going to come out of this. You were just, you are a have-not, and you're just supposed to struggle the rest of your life. These were my thoughts, and it was my reality. Because let me tell you, being strong because you have to, and then it comes to the point where you don't know how to allow people to come in to help you with your transformation, to make things easier for you, because you've been forced to do things on your own. And the reason why I say forced is because you were not taught. Yes, life is hard. Yes, it is. It even becomes harder when you don't know how to advocate for yourself. It becomes harder when you really don't know what resources are out there to help you. And so we settle. And we don't, and we stop the process of transformation, and we just settle to be comfortable. And looking back then, when I thought all was lost, that was it, that was end all be all, I look back at the experience. Every time that I felt I couldn't make it through, that I couldn't push forward, that I felt like there was no opportunity, it just felt like all was lost. It was like, okay. But as a side note, I will tell you, I never lost faith. I knew that God knew what was best for me. And I would tell myself, oh, you know, everything happens for a reason. But then I also had to take responsibility when sometimes when life didn't go accordingly is because of me I didn't want to put in the work. I didn't want to put in the work because I didn't know how to. Because I was wounded. How do you put in the work compared to just having to be strong because you have to be strong? Those are two different worlds. So I want to encourage you, don't give up. This is not a reading, a released message for you to feel like all is lost. Oh, what is SGL talking about? I thought this was a tarot reader or tarot reading. I'm an intuitive reader. And whenever I'm guided to deliver a message, that's what I'll do. And I understand that attitude. Where you don't want, you're just irritable by every little thing. Even the people who haven't done nothing to you. Okay, I forgive you. Because I know you're going to return. Because this is a safe space. A space where you're able to transform on a daily. We die daily. The old us is gone and the new today. Okay? All inquiries, email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. For all inquiries, if you have a question, there is no wrong question. So don't tell yourself, oh, I don't want to bother SGL. You know, I just know SGL has so much going on. I do. Yes, I do. But when I take a look back at my life, knowing how it feels to not have anyone to talk to in the physical, not having anyone to talk to. If I don't know the answer, I'll make sure I refer it to someone else that may have the answer or has the answer. But either than that, allow people to experience and see your daily transformations. Allow people to know what you're thinking. Allow people to know how you feel. Because I tell you, listener, when you're vibing high, you're attractive. But when you're vibing low, everything will just hit you. And then it's hard to bring that vibration back up again. And then that's when we start looking in all the wrong places to try to fill the void. But in reality, sometimes we throw ourselves off, right? Because when we gravitate high, when we vibrate high, sometimes it pulls in the past. Okay? And there's that comfortable space. And we repeat the same cycle again. And look at it as, another learning lesson. But some lessons, we just have to just pass the course and move on. You've been there too long. Okay? I love you wholeheartedly. You're not alone. And I am actually I'm thinking about starting a My Friend program. And what that program will consist of will be communicating via text. Let me know if you're interested in the My Friend program. My Via Friend. Basically, it'll be you'll be able to communicate with me anytime. Now, mind you, keep in mind, I work, I am a parent, so I want to be that support system. Because some of you are going to sign up for the program because you're just wanting to vent. You're not necessarily looking for someone to give you the answers. You're just looking for someone to vent to. Understandable. And others of you, you're just wanting ongoing conversation. You know how you go through your day and you're just wanting someone to be a part of your day. Okay? Well, SGL will definitely open that opportunity to make that happen, so that you won't feel like you don't have a friend. And there will be a fee, because I have to live, and it's time consuming. Okay, I'm a mother. I have a family, and I have work. And so if you have ongoing text messages coming through, sometimes we have to learn to be patient. So I know a lot of you, I was like that in the past. You know, you get a text message, hey, you're like, hey, right? And then there's nothing. And you're like, what? And then you get mad and you tell them, like, don't text me no more. You know, don't text me if you didn't want anything. And it was just someone just wanting to just simply say, hey. So within our transformation, we're going to learn to not take things so personal. All right? We are going to learn not to take things so personal. We're going to learn how to it's coming. Just one moment. But we're going to learn how to maintain healthy relationships, because some of you have never actually had a healthy platonic relationship. Some of you, it's difficult for you to even establish a connection. Like, you don't know how to get it started. And that's okay. So, look out for that. So, within this message release, I saw the 8 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, and we want to move away from that. We want to heal, okay? We want to heal. And I'm getting confirmation that sometimes, deja vu, thank you. Sometimes we are the cause of we heal from the 3 of Swords, but we're the cause of reopening our wounds. Okay. So, I am going to conclude, and I'm going to say, don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and this type of love is the love that you and I practice. Till we meet again.